There's use going on at this present time?
Who are you talking to?
To you, Whitney.
Ask me no questions like I'm a child. Y'all want to know what I'm doing all the time. I don't give a shit about what you doing all the time. You are so nosy, man. You don't even know what I do. Like you said, you never met me. You don't know me. You ain't been in my house. You don't live with me. You don't sleep with me. You don't do shit with me, but talk about me. So watch what you say. Watch what the you say. And if I was really like back in the day in Newark, I'd meet you outside. I'd meet you outside. But I'm a lady and I have a class.
When I know I was going through a lot of emotional stress and my eating habits were awful.
Whitney dying, crack rehab fails.
First of all, let's get one thing straight. Crack is cheap. I make too much money to ever smoke crack. Let's get that straight, okay? We don't do crack. We don't do that. Crack is whack.
So Whitney Houston is back in rehab. You guys heard about this, and I know it's a collective sigh from all around the country and now the world. She's in an outpatient drug program for drugs and alcohol. RadarOnline.com is reporting that she's back to using crack cocaine. And they're saying it's pretty bad.
After staying silent for a long time, Wendy Williams is now speaking about what Whitney Houston may have experienced before her passing. Some online claims suggest that Whitney came across information she was not meant to know, which led to many rumors about what really happened. These ideas are not confirmed, but they continue to circulate. There are also stories saying Wendy faced consequences because she had knowledge about powerful people in the industry. Again, there is no solid proof for this, but it adds to the speculation. People also point to the fact that a major pre-Grammy event still went ahead in the same hotel where Whitney was found. This detail has raised questions for some observers. However, it is important to remember that many of these claims are based on rumors rather than verified facts.
I don't know what could motivate a person to have a party in a building where the person whose life he had influenced so enormously and whose life had been affected by her. Sort of. They were like, I don't understand how that party went.
I had Clive Davis by pure chance in here on Friday.
There was a well-known 2003 interview where Whitney Houston strongly responded to Wendy Williams, and many people later felt the situation had more layers than it first appeared. During that conversation, Wendy asked several very personal questions about Whitney's marriage to Bobby Brown, her struggles, financial issues, and even her home life. Some viewers believed the questions crossed a line, which is why Whitney reacted so firmly in that moment.
You don't know what the
allowance.
You don't make me curse on the radio. I'm trying to be, come on.
Well, Steve was saying it was from about like $1,600 a week to about $500 a week.
Ask you to kiss my
Okay. He
and
also
so can anybody else ever think I'd do that to my mother, you low down dirty.
very defensive, Whitney.
I have to be, Wendy. You talk about me every day.
Well,
And
Whitney,
every other day.
Whitney, you keep yourself in the headlines.
No, Wendy. Y'all keep me in the headlines. I mind my business. I try to maintain what I got. I want to know what I'm doing all the time. I don't give a shit about what you're doing all the time. As long as you're healthy and God is blessing you and you're doing the right thing and being a decent person, I can handle that.
Wendy Williams once expressed a serious concern about Whitney Houston's life and career. She feared that the entertainment industry might take advantage of Whitney's struggles with addiction and eventually turn her into someone they no longer supported. Because of this worry, Wendy's attitude toward Whitney often came across as very strict and critical. However, her intentions may have been more complicated than they seemed at first. In many cases, celebrities who do not fully follow Hollywood expectations often face intense public pressure. Their personal problems are sometimes highlighted and used against them, especially when things go wrong later in life. Even after their death, their struggles are often blamed as the main cause, even when the full truth is unclear or more complex. Wendy herself has openly spoken about having faced substance-related issues in her own life. Because of this, she may have understood Whitney's situation on a personal level more than people realized. Instead of simply judging her, Wendy might have also wanted Whitney to seek help before things became worse. At one point, Wendy even warned Whitney that her addiction could put her career at risk. She suggested that the people funding her success might eventually see her as a liability if she did not change. After Whitney's passing, many people began to look back at those comments differently and found new meaning in them.
Well, I have. It's been many years. I can laugh about it now, too. It's the stupidest thing I ever did in my life, you know? But I am familiar with every form of cocaine, and including crack and that whole bit. And I have to tell you that when I saw this picture right here, show that other picture of Whitney. I remember that girl, sweaty, hair in the face, grown. I remember that girl very well. I wrote the book and everything. And I can own up to my mistakes. Whitney, you need more than outpatient.
Yes.
4, I don't believe you were sober on Oprah. Yep. I don't believe that you went into rehab voluntarily this time. What I do believe is that Whitney, because I was watching Inside Edition yesterday. No, walk with me on this one, okay? On Inside Edition, they said that Whitney just signed on for Waiting to Exhale 2. Well, you know what happens with these Hollywood people. You have to be insurable.
That's right.
You know, you have to be insurable and bankable. And nobody's insuring this.
Right.
So clean it up.
That's right.
After that, things unfortunately unfolded in a way that many people now look back on with sadness. Whitney Houston did not step away from the pressures around her in time, and later events seemed to match some of the warnings that had been mentioned earlier. Still, it is important to understand that her situation was not simple or one-sided. Some people believe her struggles were connected only to her personal challenges and the pressure of fame. Others think there were deeper issues behind the scenes in the entertainment world. Over the years, different stories have circulated about her career and the people around her, but not all of them can be confirmed or proven. There have been claims suggesting that Whitney may have discovered serious problems within her business agreements, including possible unfair treatment in her contracts. According to these ideas, she was considering taking legal steps to protect herself. These claims remain unverified, but they have been widely discussed by fans and commentators. In addition, some speculation has linked her final days to disturbing experiences in Hollywood circles. It has even been suggested that she felt uncomfortable or afraid after certain encounters in the industry. Her family later shared that she was emotionally affected and became more spiritual during that time, possibly seeking comfort and guidance through her faith. There are also long-standing rumors about powerful figures in the music industry and how artists were treated under their control. However, many of these stories are based on speculation and should be approached carefully. Whitney Houston's legacy remains that of a legendary singer whose talent touched millions, but whose life was also surrounded by challenges, pressure, and many unanswered questions.
Afraid because I was so terrorized by him. Whether he meant to do it or not, I'll never know. But he sure taught me that if you try to terrorize me again, well, we can't say that on public radio. What I may do to someone who tries to hurt me again in this business, I'm not having it. I should be respected as I respect, and I will not have someone try to ruin my spirit and ruin my career. If Clive Davis, if his plan was to destroy my career, it didn't work.
There are also other claims and rumors that started circulating around Whitney Houston's death, adding even more mystery to an already tragic situation. Some of these stories suggest that financial problems may have played a role. One widely discussed theory mentioned a supposed debt of around $1.5 million linked to illegal substance suppliers on the East Coast. This idea first came from a private investigator named Paul Hubel, a former police officer who has worked on several high-profile celebrity cases. According to his version of events, Whitney did not simply die from an accidental drowning. Instead, he claimed she may have been harmed because of unpaid money owed to people involved in drug distribution. He suggested that pressure had been building for weeks before her death. It was even alleged that she received a delivery at the Beverly Hilton Hotel shortly before the incident. There are also claims that witnesses heard her expressing frustration and stress on the day before she died. Some reports say 2 unfamiliar men were seen on hotel surveillance footage, entering the area where her entourage was staying. It is suggested that this happened during a short time window when she was alone. From this perspective, the situation allegedly turned violent when payment was not made. Hubel also stated that there may have been signs of physical struggle, which he believed were not fully emphasized in the official findings. He argued that instead of an accidental overdose leading to drowning, the scene may have been staged afterward to look like a tragic relapse. However, it is important to note that these claims are not confirmed facts and remain part of ongoing speculation. Official reports concluded her death was an accidental drowning, though some medical details, such as minor injuries noted in the autopsy, have been discussed by those who question the case. At the time of her passing, there were also rumors that Whitney was facing financial difficulties, which is why some people find the debt theory believable. Still, none of these allegations have been proven, and they continue to be debated by fans, investigators, and commentators. Whitney Houston remains remembered as one of the greatest voices in music history, and while many stories surround her death, the full truth is still unclear and widely disputed.
They said there was nothing wrong with her throat. Her lungs were so damaged that she couldn't fuel the notes. It was her lungs. It wasn't. Her voice was fine. Oh. That's how Clive did it. And then the next thing you know, she's fucking Ray J. And then it's Grammy time. And her and Clive had a fight 2 days before. And from what I was told, Bobby Christina was present for some of that fight. And then the next thing you know, she's dead. Ray J was the last person to see her alive. He let the drug dealer in. Well, she was sober, right? But he let the drug dealer in that gave her the shot.
There are also ongoing discussions involving Bobby Brown, who at times made comments that some people interpret as suggesting Whitney Houston's death may not have been a simple accident. These remarks added more confusion and fuel to already existing theories about what truly happened. Around the same time, a separate moment involving Whitney also went viral online. In that incident, she unexpectedly interrupted an interview featuring Brandy and Monica, along with a music industry executive. During the interaction, she quietly handed over a letter, which later sparked a lot of curiosity and debate among fans. People still talk about it because it felt unusual and left many questions unanswered. On another note, Wendy Williams has often been mentioned in these discussions as well. Some people believe she knew more about the entertainment industry than she publicly shared. There are claims from viewers who think she was eventually restricted or placed under control because of the things she spoke about. However, these ideas are not confirmed and remain part of online speculation. At the same time, there are expectations that she may return to television once her legal matters are resolved, which has kept public interest alive. When it comes to Whitney's final days, different versions of the story continue to circulate. Some individuals online claim that her hotel room showed signs of struggle and disorder, suggesting something serious may have taken place before she was found. Others argue that official reports do not fully support these interpretations, and that many of the more dramatic claims are based on assumptions rather than evidence. There are also opinions suggesting she had already stopped using substances by that time, while others disagree and believe her struggles were still ongoing. Because of these conflicting views, the situation remains heavily debated. In the end, Whitney Houston's life and death continue to raise questions, with people offering different explanations based on fragments of information, rumors, and personal beliefs. While many theories exist, none of them change the fact that she was a legendary artist whose legacy continues to inspire millions.